Hi everyone, welcome to Pace Yourself. My name is Mia Pacey, and today we're going to be talking about flows. The first one we're going to be talking about is the particularly get records on a record triggered flow and what we can do with that resulting record that we found. So we're going to hear our use case today is every time a case is opened within our high SLA accounts. So if a case is open connected to these accounts, we want it to change the priority to high. So here is our cases that we're going to keep an eye on after we make this flow. So I'm going to go into setup, I'm going to go to flow, and I'm going to go new flow. So on this new automation menu, I'm going to click triggered and record triggered flow. So here we get to choose when it happens. So what we want to do is every case that gets created, not updated, but created, we want it to fire and do some things according to its account. So here we don't have any conditions, we just want any case that's created to go and get its related account. So we go on to our add element. In this add element, we're going to type in get, and we're going to stick to getting its account. If I tab through, it'll automatically give me an API name. Adding your descriptions here are best practice, so please remember to add them to every element. In the object, we're going to find account, and we're going to say the field for the ID of the account matches the one in our triggering record, which is case, so triggering case, and we're going to find the account ID. You can hover over the I and it will tell you exactly what that API name is. And I only want to return the first record, I only want to return the first record. I will also want to store all the fields that it can, because I'm not going to use the features in the next two. So now we're going to add another element, and this one's going to be a decision element. Now, of course, because it's Salesforce, you can do this many different ways. So today we're just going to be looking at if I get the account, I'm now going to decide whether the account has an SLA that I'm required to update the case using. You could do it in many other ways, but let's have a look at how you do it using a decision element. So our first outcome will be the first one it looks at when it decides to go through this element. And I'm going to say the one that we need and we're looking for, which is gold and platinum. So to do this, I'm going to have a look at my get object. So I'm going to go look through the get account, find that SLA field. I'm going to say it equals gold, but I've said gold and platinum. So I actually want to do the two. So I'm going to say go into our account object, get, find that field I'm looking at, SLA, and does it equal platinum? But it can't equal both. So we have to change all the conditions are met to any of the conditions are met. So it turns into an or. So I'm saying, does the SLA on the account equal a gold one or a platinum one? So the default outcome is anything else. So this means on the decision path of gold and platinum, we're going to do something with the triggering case. So let's go ahead and click our add element, and we're going to use the one it suggested, which is update triggering record. In here, we're going to use our standard naming convention. And we don't need to do any filtering because we've already done this part. We're going to just then change the priority to match what we talked about in the beginning, which is high. And then for the other decision branch, we're actually not going to do anything because we don't need it to update anything and we don't want it to continue firing. So we're going to leave this through to the end, and we're going to go ahead and click save. And if you haven't already saved your flow, please use a standardized naming convention for your org. This is the naming convention I recommend. So here, my naming convention is always what type of flow, the case it runs off, and a short description. And of course, always add descriptions where you can. So now we're going to activate that one. Because you've already debugged your flow, you're now going to go into your Salesforce accounts. So we're just doing a test on this one, but originally, if you're doing anything, always do a lot of debugging. So you can see the priority status on create is medium. I've selected an account I know has a high SLA. I'm going to go into here, and now it's created that case for me, and you can see the priority has changed to high. So that's how you create the record triggered case flow to look for a get object, which is a count. Based on its SLA, which is a field value pick list, you then update the triggering case to show that the priority is now high. Thank you for all joining me, and look forward to seeing you on the next one.